Okay, so this is a quick tutorial on how to set up an email drip campaign using ConvertKit. So what I've got here is I've got a brand new, fresh ConvertKit account, so you know exactly what it would look like when you're starting from scratch. So there are no forms, there are no sequences, there's no subscribers. This is completely fresh account. So let's go ahead and just dive right in how you would actually set up your first drip campaign using ConvertKit. So whenever you first log in, you're going to come in typically on the main section, which is this page. And the first thing that ConvertKit wants you to do is kind of walk you through the flow of how you would set things up. That's kind of a neat thing that ConvertKit has, is you have your forms, then you have your sequences, which attach to it. You can send broadcasts, you can monitor your subscribers, and then you'll set up your automation triggers. So let's just start with creating a form. So what ends up happening is I create a form here first, and let's just say I want to create a landing page. So on the landing page, I will choose this one, for example. They have multiple ones you can choose for. You can just come right in here and edit the text as you like and put in whatever copy you want to write inside that actual form and this landing page here itself. This right here is kind of like the background image setting for this gray section here. So let's just pick something here I've got in my images. We'll pick this one. And with that set up, now the background is set, and then right here we'll just say, describe your freemium. There we go. And then you can enter in more details, set things in here, and then I'll edit the text here and just say something like, download now. So now the download now is written in there. This is kind of like the first step whenever people first get on this landing page. So then I'll click on step 2. With step 2, I can say right here, this is your thing. And then you can put a description and you can put an image of whatever it is that you are giving away. So I'll just go right over here inside my computer here. And we will choose this. We'll open it. It's going to process it. It looks a little funky. Let me go ahead and click on save real quick. It'll fix things. As you can see, it already had the background. I'll edit step 2. Now it has the preview of that item. By default, it'll ask for first name and email address. You can have subscribe, but I want to change it to, send it to me. So now the text is edited. The landing page is set up. I'll go ahead and click on save, and then it allows you to just take a quick view to test it out. So this would be how the page would look. I click on download now. That's the second step. Somebody would put in their name and email address, they would click send it to me, and that will then trigger ConvertKit to start the drip campaign. So let me just dive into how we would set that part up inside of ConvertKit. So what ends up happening is now that, let's pretend the landing page is completely set up, one of the good things to do is to go through your settings. So you have your main settings here, lots of different options. I'm not going to focus on all the options for this, but the main thing to look at is the sequence settings. So whenever somebody fills out this form, we want to set up some sort of sequence that they're going to get added to. So we would choose something. Because I don't have anything right now, just say, create a brand new sequence. So I'm going to go ahead and select that option, and it's going to go ahead and take me to the sequences step. Now, if you have multiple forms, you can create your sequences ahead of time, and there's different ways of doing it, but I'll just set it up right now like this to make it a little bit easier to use. So we'll just say ConvertKit demo. That's what we'll say over here, and I'll create the sequence. Now what ConvertKit does is I'll go ahead and it gives you kind of a template to kind of start working off of, because these are all of the individual emails that will be dripped out to the person who signed up for that form. And real quick, the neat thing about ConvertKit is you can easily preview each email just by clicking on it. It's a pretty neat little feature that they've got set up here. So let's go to the first one. This is the introductory email, and I'll just kind of give you a quick walkthrough of how this works. But this one we can either delay by 1 day, because whenever somebody fills out the form, we can send a confirmation email and then delay this by 1 day. But instead, what I would rather do is I would rather delay it by 0 days. So it goes immediately, as you can see that change there. You can also edit the settings of this individual email where it only is sent on either a specific day or only on business weekdays, just depending on what you check and uncheck here. So we'll just say it can go in any day of the week. It'll go immediately. And now I've got the first email. So what ends up happening, I want to use the marketing automation plan that you can download on this blog post here. And this is the preview of the entire plan that walks you through how to set up a marketing automation campaign using some sort of drip campaign series. So this kind of gives you a guide, gives you objectives, kind of lays out all the pieces and parts that you're going to need. I even have templates for the content. So let's just say, for example, right here is email number 1 that's sent day 1. I would just come over to this sheet, copy that, go to ConvertKit, paste it in here like so. Now this is where you put the first name in, so I'll go ahead and remove that. And then I will personalize it, and we'll put in the subscriber's name, oops, right here. So I'll just copy this, and then we'll put it right here in the subject line. So now it's going to say, Jared, you're in, for whoever that subscriber is. And then right here, we'll just put we'll go ahead and edit this too. Put their first name in here. I'll go back to the marketing automation plan that I created for you guys. Come over here and copy the rest of the content for email number 1. And we'll copy that. I come right over into ConvertKit and I just paste it right in. Now, this is a template that kind of guides you through what you can write, because this is a drip campaign that will help you educate a prospect to eventually buy a product or service that you offer. But this is where you want to start plugging in all of your emails. And this is a great way of just getting started so you have something to go off of rather than starting with just one sentence as you kind of saw with the other one. So this one goes immediately. Then I'm going to set up the second email, and I personally would rather have this go the next day, and it can go any day of the week. So this is email number 2. I go right to my marketing automation plan. I grab the subject line I have here, and I just copy it. I come right back to ConvertKit, paste it in, edit that content however I like. I will delete this. We'll go ahead and personalize it real quick, put in the subscriber's name, and then we will come back to the marketing automation plan, copy the body copy here. So now I have that set up, paste it in, and now I've got an email sequence starting to be built. Now you're gonna have to edit the content of each of these emails. Like, that's just work that has to be done. But the beauty is this is consistently educating your leads and helping them, helping you generate sales consistently. And with ConvertKit, it's really, really easy just setting up, and especially using these marketing automation plans that I've created for you. You can just copy the content, paste it right in, and start working with it. Also, one other little feature I wanted to show too that I think is really neat with ConvertKit is you can actually take the email. Let's say you made a mistake and you meant to put this one as the first one. You just drag and drop it. So now it's the first one in the series. It's a pretty cool little system. So let's imagine that I've got this all saved. I've gone through and I've edited each of my emails by following this marketing automation plan here. Then I would go into ConvertKit, and the next step would be, because I don't need to send a broadcast, I don't need to look at my subscribers, I need to set up some automation triggers. There's lots of options you can do this. You can do with inside ConvertKit, which is very similar to an Infusionsoft and Drip. So what I'll end up doing here is I'll just add a rule, and I'll click this button here, and what it allows you to do is to set up the triggers that will cause some sort of action in your system. So a trigger, for example, would be when somebody subscribes to the form that we just created. So I select the form, I click on Untitled, there we go. So that form is now the trigger. I forgot to give it a name whenever I first set it up. And the action I want to happen is I want to add a tag. So that user, that person who puts in their name and email address will now get this specific tag that allows them to help me to organize who came in where, what actions they took. That's kind of the idea. And I have one contact versus having multiple lists and the same contact being on multiple lists, which is different compared to a regular like email autoresponder system like Aweber or MailChimp. Right? This allows you to kind of have like a central hub, one contact, rule them all. Now I'd select a tag here. I don't have a tag here yet right now. I could create a tag and we'll just say, example tag, right? So that is now set up, and I went ahead and saved it. So now I have a list of all of my triggers. When somebody subscribes to this form, which I forgot to name, this tag is going to be added, and it is now empowered. Now I can go right back and I can edit it by clicking on it. I can also see the history of this specific automation rule. There are a lot of neat things in ConvertKit, and I definitely encourage you to check it out. But in order to really be successful in setting up your first drip campaign, definitely go and download this marketing automation plan that I've created for you. It has, the first 4 emails, which are very education heavy. It coaches you through what to think about, how to position what you're trying to say, what to do, and then it goes into the offer part. So when you're starting to make the offer, you can see right here, here are some common objections or reasons why people might not buy something. And these are things that you need to overcome inside this email. And I kind of go into details of each one of these different emails. Also with the marketing automation plan, I kind of lay out different tools that many people aren't really aware of that they're going to need whenever they're setting up their first drip campaign series. So for example, I mentioned tools like ConvertKit, Drip, Infusionsoft. This one I'm going over ConvertKit. I also have tutorials on Drip and Infusionsoft as well on this blog post. Then I mentioned landing page software. ConvertKit has landing page software built in, but maybe you want more fancy landing pages, right? You want better design, or you want something besides just the default function. You can get other tools like Optimize Press, Lead Pages, Instapages, etc. Then also you're going to need stuff, if you're going to sell something, you need something like PayPal or Gumroad or eJunkie, so you can sell something from that platform, unless you're using Infusionsoft, which has a built-in shopping cart and e-commerce platform. Then you'll need video hosting, analytics software, you need to look at design software, and then you have to look at the skills that you actually need to consider whenever you're setting up a drip campaign. So skills you're going to need is you're going to have to be able to create designs and do some copywriting. Anyways, go and download this marketing automation plan so you can grab any of these templates. You can use them on any type of marketing automation tool or email tool that you're using. It's a great way to not start from scratch. Go and download it now, and I'll see you in other videos.